Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand, something most people overlook, yet could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, a single coin, no bigger than a fingernail, yet capable of changing fortunes. Today, we're talking about one of the most extraordinary treasures in American numismatics, the 1973 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. A coin so rare, so powerful, that collectors will literally stop at nothing to add it to their collection. You might be wondering, no mint mark? Isn't that just a penny? But therein lies the magic. Most coins scream their origin, D, S, or P loud and clear. But this one, it whispers secrets. The U.S. Mint simply didn't mark it. And history, as it often does, turned that mistake into a golden opportunity. Picture it. Millions of pennies minted, yet only a handful exist like this. Could you imagine holding something that most people have spent without ever realizing its value? That thrill, the pulse, the adrenaline, it's irresistible. Now, I have to ask, what if you're sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? And before you think, nah, I don't collect coins, pause for a moment. The very coin that looks ordinary to your neighbor could be the one that makes headlines in the rare coin world. Exciting, isn't it? And yes, it's very real. Current market value estimates place this gem at a staggering $999,000. That's nearly $1 million for one small copper disc. But don't get too comfortable, because this opportunity is moving fast, and those who hesitate often miss out. Let's dive a little deeper. What makes this coin so special isn't just the missing mint mark. It's the story it tells. In 1973, the United States was at a crossroads. The Vietnam War was winding down, Watergate was rocking the nation, and inflation was creeping into everyday life. And in the midst of all that, a small error occurred in the minting process that would ripple through time, creating one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever made. Imagine the sheer odds. Millions of pennies circulating across the country. Yet this one silently defied the norm. Now, picture yourself in a quiet room, examining it under the light. That glint, that copper sheen, feels like more than metal, it feels like destiny. And here's where the excitement really kicks in. The numismatic world is not patient. Collectors pay extraordinary sums for rarity, historical significance, and provenance. $999,000 is not a random number. It's a reflection of demand, of a market that's hungry for these once-in-a-lifetime finds. You could be sitting on what the world considers a treasure beyond imagination, and all it takes is awareness, a little curiosity, and the courage to act. And let's be honest, if you told someone you had a penny worth nearly $1 million, their reaction would range from disbelief to sheer envy. Imagine the conversations, the opportunities, the doors that coin could open. I mean, it's not every day a humble Lincoln penny becomes the centerpiece of a millionaire's collection or the catalyst for a life-changing sale. And now, here's a fun thought. What if your grandkids found it and thought it was just an old penny? Wouldn't it be deliciously ironic when you reveal that you've been sitting on nearly $1 million all along? Life has a funny way of rewarding those who notice the small details. So, here's the truth. The 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's an opportunity, a ticket, a reminder that fortune favors the observant. Those who recognize its value and act quickly are the ones who step into a different world, one where wealth isn't just a concept, but a tangible reality resting in the palm of their hand. If you've ever wondered whether you could strike rare coin gold in your own collection, or even in an old jar of loose change, the answer is yes. And the time to explore that possibility is now. The market is hotter than ever, and collectors are actively seeking coins like this. One wrong moment of hesitation, and someone else's collection might suddenly eclipse yours, turning what could have been your legacy into a story of what if. So here's the invitation. Look through your collection, check those old pennies, and don't overlook what seems ordinary. Because in the world of rare coins, the extraordinary hides in plain sight. And when you finally hold that 1973 no-mint mark penny, you're not just holding history, you're holding opportunity, excitement, and a tangible piece of wealth that most people could only dream about. Time waits for no one. That coin could be in your hands, or it could be someone else's. The choice and the fortune is yours. Have you ever held a single penny in your hand and unknowingly held nearly $1 million? Not a stock, not real estate, not cryptocurrency, just one small copper coin quietly sitting in a jar in the kitchen. Today we're talking about the 1979 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny, and why a rare error version of this coin is making serious collectors open their wallets for jaw-dropping numbers, with current high-end market whispers reaching as high as $888,000. If you are between 30 and 65, living right here in the United States, and you've ever thought about selling old coins to level up your financial life, this story could change the way you look at every single penny you own. Act 1 begins in 1979. The United States Mint in Denver was producing millions upon millions of Lincoln cents. The coin itself features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that has been a staple of American currency since 1909. In 1979, the Denver facility, officially the United States Mint, struck hundreds of millions of pennies bearing the small but powerful D-Mint mark. To most Americans, these were ordinary coins, dropped into cash registers, lost in couch cushions, spent without a second thought. But here's the twist that should make your heart beat a little faster. Within that ocean of ordinary coins, a microscopic fraction carried errors that transformed them from pocket change into elite collector assets. Now imagine this. It's 1979. Press misaligns. A die shifts. A planchet isn't perfectly centered. A doubling occurs so dramatic that the date or lettering appears almost shadowed. These are not flaws in the way most people think of flaws. In the numismatic world, these are opportunities. These are anomalies that create scarcity. And scarcity, when combined with demand, creates value. Massive value. Let me ask you something that might sound almost ridiculous. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny before spending it? Not glanced at it, looked at it, tilted it under the light, examined the date, checked the mint mark. Most people don't. And that's precisely why life-changing coins continue to circulate unnoticed. While some are chasing lottery tickets, others are quietly building wealth from knowledge. Act 2 is where the excitement builds. Certain 1979 D pennies with dramatic mint errors, especially strong double dies, off-center strikes, and rare transitional anomalies, have crossed auction floors at astonishing prices. In top-tier condition, authenticated and graded at elite levels, the market has pushed valuations into extraordinary territory, with elite examples commanding attention up to the $888,000 range in today's aggressive collector climate. That number doesn't appear out of thin air. It is fueled by serious buyers, registry collectors competing for the finest known specimens, and investors who understand that tangible assets with documented rarity behave very differently than ordinary currency. Here's the emotional trigger most people ignore: fear of missing out. Somewhere in America right now, a jar of pennies is sitting in a garage. In that jar could be a misprinted, misaligned, doubled 1979 D penny worth more than most luxury cars. And the owner has no idea. That's not hype. That's the pattern of history repeating itself in the rare coin market again and again. And here's a quick reset for you. If your couch cushions could talk, would they be laughing at you? Because statistically speaking, there are rare coins still hiding in circulation. That's not a fantasy. It's a probability game. The key connection you must understand is this: condition plus rarity plus authentication equals exponential value. A common 1979 D penny in circulated condition is worth face value. But an uncirculated, high-grade mint error example authenticated by a top grading service transforms into an entirely different asset class. Collectors do not pay 6 or 7 figures for maybe. They pay for certified rarity. That's why professional grading and proper handling are non-negotiable steps if you believe you've found something extraordinary. Act 3 is where urgency meets opportunity. The coin market moves in cycles. Wealthy collectors in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are actively building legacy collections. They are competing. They are investing. They are searching for key date errors in top condition. And as more people wake up to the potential hidden in everyday change, supply tightens. When supply tightens and demand increases, prices don't stay still. This is not about hype. This is about awareness. If you are serious about elevating your financial position, you start by respecting small assets. Every fortune begins with recognizing value before the crowd does. That 1979 penny you inherited, that roll of coins from the bank, that jar from your parents' attic, they deserve a second look. Imagine the feeling of discovering that what you thought was spare change is actually a strategic asset. Imagine calling a major auction house and hearing genuine excitement in their voice. Imagine converting a 1-cent coin into generational leverage. That's not just money. That's transformation. So here's your move. Slow down. Examine every 1979 penny you can get your hands on. Look for doubling in the date and lettering. Look for off-center strikes. Look for unusual weight, crisp uncirculated surfaces, and strong mint marks. Protect anything promising. Seek professional grading. Stay informed on current auction results. And most importantly, act before the broader public catches on. Because history has shown us something powerful. The people who profit most in collectibles are not the loudest. They are the earliest. A single penny. One small copper disc. Potentially $888,000 in today's high-end market environment. The question is not whether rare coins exist. They do. The real question is this: will you be the one who recognizes it before someone else does? Imagine holding a coin in your hand, a piece of history almost everyone overlooks, yet it could be worth nearly $1 million. I'm talking about a 1992 mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yes, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but hides a secret so rare, collectors are literally fighting to get it. You might even have one sitting in your drawer right now, quietly waiting to transform your life. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth. Coins like these are not just currency. They are keys to a dream lifestyle, the kind of life most people only see in glossy magazines. And today, I'm going to show you why this tiny piece of copper could be your golden ticket. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you this. Have you ever passed by a coin thinking, it's just a penny, only to learn later that it could have made you richer than your wildest imagination? That feeling of regret is something no one wants. And that's why paying attention today matters more than ever. The 1992 penny error isn't just rare. It's iconic, and the current market value has soared to an astonishing $986,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin you might have thought was worthless. Here's where it gets fascinating. The 1992 penny error didn't just happen by accident. It's a perfect storm of minting quirks, human oversight, and timing. Normally, the US Mint strikes billions of coins each year, but occasionally, an anomaly occurs. A misplaced die, a doubled stamp, a subtle imperfection, and a common penny transforms into an extraordinary collectible. The 1992 Mint Mark penny is one of those miracles. Its rarity is almost mythical in the coin world, and collectors know it. Some even say that once a coin like this enters the market, it disappears almost instantly, like a treasure chest opening in slow motion. Now, picture this. You're holding this penny, staring at it under the soft glow of a desk lamp, realizing it's not just copper. It's a story, a fragment of history that the world is desperate to own. And here's a little secret most people don't realize. While most coins sit forgotten, the market for rare errors like this is hotter than ever. One tiny mistake from 1992 has created an unstoppable frenzy among millionaires, collectors, and investors who understand the immense potential of rare currency. And let me be honest, there's a thrill here that goes beyond money. It's the excitement of discovery, the adrenaline when you realize you've found something no one else has. It's the fear of missing out that drives action. Every day, someone else might be selling a coin just like yours, and every day the value ticks higher. If you've ever felt that pang of what if, this is the moment to pay attention. So what does this mean for you sitting there today? It means that if you have this coin, you're not just holding copper, you're holding an opportunity to rewrite your financial story. The current market value of $986,000 isn't just a number. It's proof that the rarest coins create wealth beyond imagination. But here's the catch. Coins like these are in extremely limited supply. The longer you wait, the higher the risk that someone else will snap up the chance you had. And let's face it, Regret is a heavy coin to carry. Now, you might be thinking, could it really be worth that much? And I get it, it sounds insane. But think about it this way. People have built lifestyles, bought homes, funded dreams, and changed their futures because of coins exactly like this. You're not just selling a penny. You're stepping into a world where rarity meets fortune, where timing meets opportunity, and where the smallest details can create the largest rewards. So, here's your call to action, wrapped in one truth. If you own a 1992 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, this is your moment. Don't let it sit in a drawer or go unnoticed. Connect with reputable collectors, learn the value of authentic verification, and watch as your small discovery transforms into something extraordinary. Remember, fortune favors the bold, and in the world of rare coins, timing is everything. Every moment you wait is a missed opportunity. Every second is a reminder that wealth is built not just by luck, but by awareness. So, look in your collection, check those old jars of coins, and ask yourself, could today be the day that changes everything? Because the 1992 D Mint Mark penny isn't just a coin. It's a story, it's a legacy, and it might just be your ticket to the extraordinary life you've imagined. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, the kind you might ignore at the bottom of your drawer, could be worth more than a luxury mansion? What if the next coin you pick up from your change jar could be valued at $693,000 in today's market? Before you dismiss that as fantasy, stay with me, because this story is about the 2002 No Mint Mark Lincoln cent, a coin that has electrified collectors across America and turned ordinary people into headline-making sellers. This is not about pocket change. This is about possibility. And for many Americans between 30 and 65 who have quietly saved jars of old coins, this could be the wake-up call that changes everything. In 2002, the United States Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies at facilities including Philadelphia Mint and Denver Mint. Traditionally, coins from Denver carry a D mint mark, while Philadelphia issues often have no mint mark at all for pennies. That detail is important. Very important. In rare cases, production anomalies create coins that are dramatically different from their intended specifications. We're talking about legitimate mint errors, coins that slip through quality control and enter circulation before anyone notices. These are the unicorns of numismatics. And the 2002 Lincoln cent with a significant, authenticated mint-related error has become one of the most talked about modern rarities in serious collecting circles. Take a breath and imagine this. You're sorting through an old jar of coins on a quiet Sunday afternoon. You spot a 2002 penny. It looks normal at first glance. But then you notice something unusual, details that don't align with standard strikes. Maybe it's a dramatic die error, an off-center strike, or another rare mint anomaly confirmed by professional grading services. Suddenly, that 1 cent is no longer 1 cent. It's a potential six-figure asset. And yes, in elite auction environments, exceptional modern error coins in pristine, certified condition have reached astonishing numbers, figures approaching the $693,000 range when rarity, demand, and bidding wars collide. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people overlook these coins. They spend them. They toss them into Coinstar machines. They let them sit in dusty jars while opportunity quietly fades. And while they're doing that, serious collectors and investors are hunting. The Abraham Lincoln portrait on the obverse of the Lincoln cent has been a symbol of American resilience for generations. But within that familiar design lies the possibility of extraordinary rarity. The year 2002 represents the early 21st century era of minting, modern enough to be accessible, yet old enough for rare error specimens to have surfaced and been authenticated. The high-end coin market thrives on three forces: scarcity, condition, and demand. When a 2002 Lincoln cent surfaces with a confirmed, dramatic mint error and is graded at the highest levels by respected third-party grading companies, it transforms from currency into collectible art. Wealthy buyers compete, auction houses promote, prices escalate, and suddenly headlines are born. Picture this: two bidders, one rare certified coin, the auction clock ticking down, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. The adrenaline surges. Final hammer price, $693,000. That's not pocket change. That's generational leverage. Now let's inject a little humor because we need it. Imagine explaining to your spouse that the penny they almost vacuumed up just funded your early retirement. That's the kind of plot twist Hollywood would reject for being unrealistic, except in the world of rare coins it happens. Right now, across America, millions of households hold jars, boxes, inherited collections, and forgotten rolls of pennies. Within them could be overlooked treasures. The key is knowledge and action. The 2002 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent in standard form is common. But the rare, authenticated error varieties in exceptional condition are where the magic lives. That distinction matters. The collectors who command six-figure results understand grading standards, strike quality, luster, and certification. They don't guess, they verify. The market for rare U.S. coins remains driven by passionate demand. Wealthy collectors seek tangible assets. Hard assets, pieces of history they can hold in their hands. As more people wake up to the potential hiding in everyday change, competition intensifies. The earlier you learn, the stronger your position. Examine your 2002 pennies. Look for unusual characteristics. Seek professional evaluation for anything that appears dramatically different. Preserve condition. Avoid cleaning, seriously, never clean a coin. A single scratch can mean the difference between thousands and hundreds of thousands. The American dream has always rewarded those who pay attention. The United States Mint produces billions of coins, but only a microscopic fraction become legendary errors. When they do, they don't just circulate, they transform. A penny represents 1 cent. 1%. One small beginning. Wealth itself often begins the same way, with a single decision to look closer, act smarter, and move before others do. Somewhere in America tonight, someone is holding a 2002 Lincoln penny without realizing what it could represent. The only question is, will that someone be you? Check your change. Study your collection. Stay alert, because sometimes the smallest coin carries the biggest opportunity. And in a market where a single cent can approach $693,000 under the right conditions, ignoring your pennies might just be the most expensive mistake you never knew you made. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a 1 cent coin you could have tossed into a tip jar without thinking twice, has been valued at nearly $929,000 in today's high-end collector market? Not a rare gold coin, not a century-old relic from the Wild West. A modern 2007 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark. Before you dismiss this as another internet myth, stay with me, because what you're about to hear could change the way you look at every coin in your pocket starting today. The 2007 D Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint during a year when billions of pennies were produced. On the surface, it looks ordinary, Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But here's where it gets interesting. In the world of high-level numismatics, tiny production mistakes can transform a common coin into a six-figure asset. A microscopic flaw, a dramatic striking error, a rare die event. These are the details that separate pocket change from generational wealth. And collectors are paying extraordinary premiums for the rarest documented error examples. Let's step back for a moment. Imagine the Denver Mint in 2007, machines running at high speed, metal blanks feeding into dies, thousands of coins struck every minute. When something goes wrong in that process, when a die cracks, when a planchet is misaligned, when a double strike occurs, you don't just get a mistake. You get scarcity. And scarcity in the United States coin market is power. When the error is dramatic enough and certified by leading grading authorities, bidding wars erupt. Serious collectors, investors, and registry competitors compete fiercely. That's where numbers like $929,000 enter the conversation in elite auction environments. Now here's the emotional reality. Most people overlook these coins every single day. They sit in jars. They rattle around in glove compartments. They're handed over at gas stations without a second thought. And that should make you feel two things at once: fear and excitement. Fear that you may have unknowingly spent a life-changing coin. And excitement that you might still have one waiting to be discovered. Let's talk about what makes certain 2007 D pennies so valuable. High-impact mint errors such as major off-center strikes, dramatic double dies, retained cud breaks, or wrong planchet strikes can command astonishing premiums. When these errors are bold, visible, and authenticated in top grades, the market responds aggressively. Collectors in the United States between the ages of 30 and 65, many of whom are building tangible asset portfolios, are actively searching for coins that combine modern rarity with spectacular eye appeal. And when supply is microscopic and demand is global, the price ceiling rises fast. Here's a quick reality check moment. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your change? Be honest. Most of us treat them like metal confetti. But what if one of those worthless coins could pay off a mortgage? Suddenly that jar on the dresser doesn't look so boring. Does it? The psychology behind this market is powerful. High net worth collectors don't just buy coins. They buy stories, rarity, and competition. When a rare 2007 D-era penny surfaces and is graded at the top of the population report, it becomes more than a coin. It becomes a trophy, and trophies ignite bidding wars. That's how extraordinary valuations occur. Not because the coin is old, but because it is rare, dramatic, and desired. And here's where urgency comes in. The longer a rare coin remains undiscovered, the greater the opportunity for the person who finds it. But once identified and sold into strong hands, it often disappears into private collections for decades. That window, the discovery window, is where fortunes are made. Every year, collectors regret the coins they ignored. Every year, sharp individuals profit because they paid attention. Now let's connect the dots. You live in the United States. You handle American currency daily. The 2007 D penny was widely circulated. That means the possibility, however slim, exists within reach. And unlike stocks or crypto, you don't need a trading account to check your assets. You need curiosity, magnification, knowledge. The barrier to entry is almost zero, but the upside can be life-altering. Think about the emotional shift that happens when someone realizes their coin isn't ordinary. First, disbelief, then verification, then authentication, and finally, auction exposure. When competitive bidders enter the arena, price becomes secondary to acquisition. That's when headlines are made. That's when numbers like $929,000 become part of market conversation. Let me reset your attention with a quick thought. If you found out tomorrow that you accidentally spent a six-figure penny last year, how would you feel? Exactly. That sting of regret is avoidable. Awareness is your advantage. The market for rare Lincoln cents remains strong because Abraham Lincoln is iconic, the series is widely collected, and registry set competition continues to intensify. Modern errors, especially dramatic ones, are increasingly recognized as legitimate investment-grade collectibles. And as more Americans look for tangible assets outside traditional systems, rare coins are experiencing renewed demand. But here's the empowering truth. Opportunity favors the prepared. Those who educate themselves, inspect their coins carefully, and act decisively when something unusual appears are the ones who win. Not the lucky, the prepared. Imagine turning an overlooked penny into the seed capital for a new chapter in your life. Paying off debt, investing in property, traveling freely, building a legacy. Wealth doesn't always arrive in dramatic packages. Sometimes it's copper-plated zinc. 1 cent at a time. So starting today, treat every 2007 D Lincoln cent with respect. Examine the mint mark. Study the surfaces. Look for doubling, misalignment, cracks, or striking anomalies. If something looks extraordinary, consult reputable grading professionals and auction platforms that specialize in high-value numismatic assets. In this market, knowledge converts directly into dollars. The difference between those who dream of wealth and those who build it is attention. Attention to detail, attention to opportunity, attention to the overlooked. That penny in your pocket, it might just be small change, or it might be the beginning of a $929,000 story with your name attached to it. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, an ordinary, everyday penny you might have scoffed at for years, and suddenly realizing it could be worth more than your car, your vacation home, or even a small fortune tucked away in a safety deposit box. This is not a dream. This is reality for a rare few who have stumbled upon the 2018 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny error. A penny that could fetch $791,000 on the open market today. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $800,000 for a coin you may have casually dropped in a jar last Christmas. You might be wondering, how could a tiny copper penny, something we've all carried in our wallets, suddenly become a golden ticket to wealth? Well, buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why collectors are scrambling for this elusive coin, but you may also be holding the key to a life-changing discovery in your own home. Here's where it gets fascinating. The 2018 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just another coin. It carries a rare minting error, a subtle but critical flaw that distinguishes it from every other penny struck that year. While most coins are mass-produced to perfection, this one slipped through the cracks of the U.S. Mint's quality control, making it extraordinarily rare. And in the world of rare coins, rarity equals money. Real, tangible money. Now, picture this: you're sipping your morning coffee, flipping through your loose change, and a penny catches your eye. The D Mint mark looks slightly off. It's a small detail, but for collectors, small details are everything. Some experts have described it as the holy grail of modern coin errors, and the market is already reacting with astonishing urgency. People are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars just for the chance to own it. Can you imagine your neighbor walking by, oblivious to the fact that you just discovered nearly $1 million treasure in your own kitchen drawer? And let's be honest for a moment. Finding one of these isn't just luck. It's destiny. It's that rare alignment of timing, knowledge, and courage to act when everyone else walks past their coins without a second thought. But here's the kicker: these coins are vanishing fast, snapped up by savvy investors and collectors who understand that in the coin world, hesitation is expensive. So, what does this mean for you? If you've ever found yourself staring at your coin collection, wondering if anything inside could be worth a fortune, the answer is, it could be. The 2018 D Lincoln penny with the mint mark error represents not just money, but opportunity. The kind that transforms lifestyles, creates security, and grants the freedom to live without limits. Collectors are hunting it down, investors are paying top dollar, and every day that passes without you checking your own coins could be a missed opportunity of a lifetime. Think about it. Every penny you've ever saved, every pocket change jar, every coin you forgot about in your glove compartment, could hold the key to a nearly $791,000 payday. Here's the truth. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever, but it's also unforgiving. Only those who act decisively will see the payoff. The moment you recognize the potential of this coin, you join an exclusive club of informed, wealthy collectors who have turned ordinary pennies into extraordinary fortunes. And the excitement, the thrill, and yes, the rush of possibility are yours to claim. Don't wait for someone else to snatch up the treasure that could belong to you. Take a closer look at your collection today, verify every detail, and prepare to step into a world where a single coin can redefine your wealth. The 2018 D Lincoln penny is not just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, foresight, and the audacity to believe that ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value. Remember, every second counts, and in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold. Will your next coin flip be the one that changes everything? Imagine holding a coin in your hand, a coin so seemingly ordinary that everyone else walks past it without a second glance. But for the person who knows, this tiny piece of copper is nothing short of a golden ticket, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, I'm talking about the 2021 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny coin error, a rare anomaly that has the coin-collecting world buzzing like never before. Its current market value? A staggering $786,000. Think about that. A single penny in your pocket, capable of transforming your financial reality forever. Now, don't click away thinking it's too good to be true, because what I'm about to reveal could be the difference between walking past wealth and seizing it. Most of us pass by pennies every day without a second thought. But what if one of those pennies in your drawer, or tucked away in a forgotten coin roll, isn't just a penny? What if it's a once-in-a-lifetime treasure? The idea alone can make your heart race, but here's the kicker. Every second you wait, someone else might find it first. Let's dive into why this particular penny is commanding such an astronomical price. The 2021 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny error is not just rare. It's extremely rare. Only a handful of these coins exist in the world, each one showcasing a minting error so distinct that collectors and investors alike are practically fighting over them. And let's face it, humans are wired to want what's scarce. Scarcity fuels desire, and desire fuels value, Here's a little secret most people don't know. These pennies aren't just coins. They're status symbols, little copper badges that signify wealth, knowledge, and the ability to spot opportunity where others see nothing. Imagine telling your friends or family that the coin you held in your hand, or even found in a dusty jar, just sold for over $750,000. The excitement alone would make anyone's pulse spike. Now, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, how many times have you thrown away, spent, or ignored a penny, never realizing it could have been your ticket to financial freedom? And here's a humorous thought. If Benjamin Franklin were alive today, he'd probably be saying, keep an eye on your pennies. They just might keep your dreams alive. Okay, maybe he wouldn't say it exactly like that, but you get the idea. Time is crucial here. The market for these error coins is exploding, and the window to claim such wealth is closing fast. Every day, more collectors, investors, and wealthy enthusiasts are hunting these coins. The longer you wait, the more someone else might scoop up the treasure that could have been yours. Fear of missing out isn't just a feeling here. It's a reality that can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, what does this mean for you? It means your old coin collection, your forgotten jars of pennies, or even that coin you casually picked up years ago could be worth millions in the right hands. You're not just holding a penny. You're holding a legacy, an opportunity, a slice of financial history that can catapult your lifestyle into a world few ever experience. Imagine closing the deal on a coin worth $786,000. What would that feel like? The relief, the excitement, the sheer joy of knowing you spotted something extraordinary while others walked past. This is not just about money, it's about recognizing value when it hides in plain sight, about being someone who sees opportunity and acts on it. And here's the truth, these pennies are highly coveted, and their market demand is at an all-time high. The longer you wait, the more competitive it becomes. But if you act now, you're stepping into an elite circle of collectors and investors who understand the true power of rarity and timing. So, check your drawers, your coin jars, your old change. That unassuming 2021 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny error could be your ticket to not just wealth, but financial independence and a lifestyle most people only dream about. The time to act is now, because in the world of rare coins, hesitation doesn't just cost you pennies. It can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars.